All right, guys, listen. The only thing that matters if you subscribe right now or comment or whatever you're doing right now, go to the page. What's the name? Oh, go to the page right now. I was talking to my friend right there, the sexy Chauncey the Bear. You know what time it is. There's two of us, and there's two of them, right? Those wrestling girls, there's two of them. Make sure to subscribe, like, watch, enjoy.
Queen P.R, Krista B, those wrestling girls, TWG, Black Excellence, making it effortless. Podcast bringing up women and wrestling. Let's go.
Hey y'all, what's up? We're back. It's those wrestling girls. It's your girl Krista B
and Queen P.R.
And today we are talking about the one and only Ruby Soho, formerly known as Ruby Riott. But before we get into, jumping right in, we do our check-ins. So P, we're into the new year. We're a few days or a few weeks from your birthday.
I know, my God. I can't believe it's already going into 2022.
We're really at the beginning of 2022. But How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? How was your holidays?
My Christmas was good. It was low-key, my actual Christmas, but Letty threw her annual Christmas Eve dinner, so that was so fun. She cooked so much food.
Down. I should have took it home, but I was rushing. I should have taken it home. She threw down. Let me tell you something. I do not eat fried or breaded shrimp, but Letty's, yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna love to hear that.
Definitely. I'm gonna have to pay her for a pan or something because
she really did her thing, and she looks forward to it, and I love it. She prepares her menu weeks beforehand, and it really came together. And then it was nice to get together with everyone. It had been a long time since I've seen everyone.
Yeah, it's been a while,
and we had a cute little gift exchange.
We did. Nice. I appreciate all of the gifts that you've gotten me.
Yeah. Oh my God. I got the best things. I'm even rocking my Harry Potter charm bracelet that Krista B got me. It might be a little noisy. Sorry guys, but
who cares?
Yeah. And I got it was a great holiday weekend. Of course, I feel like it went by too short.
It was so fast.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to talk about the gift that I got my mom, because she loves candles and lotions and stuff like that. So TK from Women's Wrestling Talk, she also has a candle company.
Yeah.
And her candles turn into lotion. After they finish burning, they turn into a lotion. And I was interviewing her for our Patreon, and I was when she was talking about her other business, I was oh, I already know what I'm getting my mom for Christmas, and my mom loved it, and it smells really good. So I'm definitely going to share the link to that, because I think everybody should. And it was a female-owned.
We support our Black-owned businesses.
Yes, okay. So I was so excited to try it. It's called Center In on Instagram. Definitely follow them and check out their products, and the packaging was beautiful. I wish I would have saved it so I can show it. But it's beautiful packaging, and it was great. Oh, and they give you a option to personalize a card, so I was able to write my little messages in it. So it was cool.
Oh my gosh, seriously? It turns into lotion?
Yeah. And I'm and it looks nice and creamy, and I think it's natural product. So yeah. I'm I gotta get everybody something.
Thanks. My Christmas was very Harry Potter filled.
Okay? Oh my God.
My friends, literally, my best friend, Keisha, she bought me. I kept talking about me getting Crocs, right? I'm I want a pair of Crocs. I want to be in a Croc game because everybody got Crocs.
I know, right?
So for Christmas, she got me a pair of Crocs with I don't know if it's giblets, junkets, trinkets, whatever, all on it.
Mm-hmm.
With that, she got me this book from Thomas and Coco, Black-owned business. On the front of it, it's just Black girl affirmations, on the cover of it.
Oh, I love that.
And then she got me a Harry Potter cup.
Ooh.
Cup. my friend Tanisha, she got me a Harry Potter pouch with a bracelet engraved with my favorite Bible verse.
Oh my God.
Right. So I was like, and then I bought myself a Harry Potter Alex and Ani bracelet.
Oh my God. I'm
the
rocking my Alex and Ani.
with Gaudium Leviosa on it.
That is so dope.
And my Secret Santa in church, Serena, she also got me Harry Potter Alex and Ani bracelets and a Deathly Hallows ring.
Nice.
So I've been like Harry Potter out.
Yo, my mom got me and Letty a whole bunch of Harry Potter stuff. We got plates, cups, a new mug, and I got the charm bracelet, and then I got Latrice this like Slytherin robe, like it was all Harry Potter. Then my coworker got me a Harry Potter mug, so it was definitely a theme. But I think I like that because I can never have too much Harry Potter merch.
Me neither. Like I need that. I need
like,
a Gryffindor robe,
especially if it's like something I've never seen before, something I don't have. I'm like, definitely pass that my way. Oh, I want to know, guys, we've been contemplating on doing content on our Patreon that's not wrestling related and starting with maybe Harry Potter. So please give us your feedback if you will be down for some roundtables, some recaps, some fan club, gush, sorting hat type conversations, because I would love to talk about other things.
You know, it's crazy. Last year, I forgot that I have a Harry Potter Christmas stocking.
Oh my God!
I didn't realize it. I forgot about it. My cousin bought it for me last year, and I have to find it somewhere in my closet. I'm just like, I'm like, yo, I'm looking at Christmas stockings. I'm like, I don't have a Christmas stocking. I have one.
Oh wow! Me and my sister, we've been scouting a Harry Potter wreath for our door, but every time we go to get it, it's either like sold out or something like that. And we always be like, damn, well, we seen it that first time, we should have just got it, and that we're paying for it now. But I'm happy to start the new year. I'm ready for a new.
Me too. New year. The new year's already been good to me, thank God.
Yes. Do we want to quickly say a congratulations or?
We can. I already posted it like towards the end of last year on my Facebook page. So for those of you who don't have me on Facebook, who don't have me on social media, I was promoted to full-time at Hot 97 WLS radio stations. I've been there for 3 years. So this is literally a step in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's only going up from here.
Yep.
Only going up from here. We have exciting new things with those wrestling girls coming out. You know, we have a lot of dope and fun stuff that's happening. So stay tuned with us. Follow us if you don't follow us, which I don't know why you're not following us, but whatever.
Right.
Yeah, just stay tuned with us. Stay in tune with us.
Yeah. I'm excited because this episode is kind of like a crossover for like our new chapter, because we wanted to start talking about women from different promotions, and I think Ruby Soho is that right in between, because I got to know her in WWE and now she's killing AEW, and I kind of tune into what she's doing at AEW, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm excited for this.
But before we jump into Ruby Soho, I just want to declare that this year 2022 will be the year of those wrestling girls.
Yeah,
it will definitely be our year. We will definitely be doing a lot more great things. We have so much stuff planned for you guys, planned for us, just to see like how it goes and where it's going. And it's in church we're saying that 2022 is the year of abundance and acceptance. So we're accepting our abundance. Okay, yes. We are here accepting our abundance, and that's that on that.
Hi everyone, it's me, Queen P.R, one half of those wrestling girls, and I'm here to remind you that I'm a proud brand ambassador for Birdie B, the clothing and lifestyle brand founded by WWE Hall of Famers Nikki and Brie Bella. And what I love most about the brand is that it's gender inclusive, it's body image positive, and there are a lot of unique pieces with new drops every Thursday. And I personally like to dress these pieces up and down for the gym, for brunch with the girls, for a day night out. There really is something for everyone. So make sure you post your outfits with Birdie B using the hashtag YourBirdieB, and follow Birdie B on all platforms. There's always a sale going on, new drops every Thursday, and I hope to see your unique looks.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that ad. We are back, and we're just going to jump right into talking about Ruby Soho. Before we really get into details, what did you think about Ruby Soho, aka Ruby Riott, when she first jumped into WWE scene?
I was intrigued because she looked very different than everybody else. And it's interesting because I wasn't all of that way tuned into her when she was in NXT, but I don't know if you remember when the Riott Squad debuted. It was, I believe, on SmackDown, and on Raw you had the Absolution faction debut. So it definitely felt like at first like it was just gonna be like the SmackDown counterpart to Absolution. You got Paige with the tattoos and the black hair, and you got Mandy and Sonya, and then you got the Riott Squad. But at the time, I don't really know what that is gonna flesh out to be. And it's crazy to think about like where all 6 of them are now, because we're talking back in like 2017. But I was intrigued because she had a unique look. She was very tough on the mic, so I was always like, okay. And I remember at one point she had like this shaved head. I was like, all right, let's see. I was intrigued what Ruby Riott had going on. That was an very exciting time.
Yeah, I was excited too. I'm just so upset, of course. Like they didn't utilize her the way that they should have, but also it wasn't really their fault because she was injured a lot. Like she had two two rotator cuff surgeries, and I know what it's like to injure a rotator cuff. Trust me, it hurts. Like it's painful as fuck. She was like always in and out, but when she came to perform, show up and show out, that's what she did. Like she didn't hesitate. She didn't do any of that. Like she came to show up and show up and perform. And then when she had Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan next to her with the Riott Squad, it was just like, oh yeah, they about to dominate. Like I would love to see Riott Squad versus Absolution. Like it's just like team, like that would have been a dope ass Survivor Series match. Like not even a part of the Survivor Series team. It's just like they could have had like a grand supremacy of women factions of Survivor Series. Who you think would take it?
Oh, gee. Too bad Paige got injured.
Yeah, but she got injured, and then the layoffs happened, and it was a lot.
So why I mentioned earlier, like I wanted to do an episode on Ruby Soho because it's so crazy to me how far she has come, because she was already kind of a star before she came to NXT. It was kind of like, okay, yep, all right, now they're really taking their women's division seriously, where they got like Heidi Lovelace coming through, and she's wrestled, I would say, everywhere at that point before she got there. So I think just having her backstage with the other girls, especially in NXT at that time, I think was like perfect. And she was in the title picture even in NXT, underutilized.
Yep.
She never won it. I don't think she's won no titles in WWE, which is insane to me.
And she gets to I was about to say WCW, Lord. She gets to AEW and she's already in a contenders match.
Right.
Like she comes bursting through the gate, and it's just like, and I've said this before, AEW gives their wrestlers more chance to shine. Like, yeah, you get the plot twist and you get the storyline and stuff, but they give their wrestlers a chance to actually show their talent, to actually not be afraid to push that envelope, to catch that proverbial brass ring, And I feel like WWE is more stifled with ratings and going with what they think we might want to see as fans. With no actuality, we want to see people like Ruby Riott. We want to see people like, we see Liv Morgan. We see you, sis. We want to see more of those people. You understand?
Right.
Like, it's not just about the 4 or 5 main characters.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, we can put them in a shuffle somewhere. But if it gets cut, it gets cut.
Yeah, but see this is what's interesting to me about the Riott Squad, particularly because, and this is why I wanted to do a Riott Squad episode. That was one of our first episodes, because they were like on TV often. They lost a lot, but they feuded with everyone.
They were like
They literally were like the heel group that literally feuded with anyone. Anytime somebody debuted, they went with the Riott Squad. Like anytime there needed to be a shakeup. So it's like that's why it was so confusing to me when they never got championship like gold, because they were the one faction. They were actually friends, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott. They were actually friends. They never broke up. They never turned on each other. I think they kind of anchored. Later on.
Oh yeah.
Later on, but they were like for like 2 straight years. Like they were like consistent. So I was like, how come they never like kind of pushed over that like it was almost like they were like right there. The same with Liv up until now. At the time of recording this, she's in a championship feud with Becky, thank God, and Sarah Logan got released. But at the time, it was like they were right there, but they never really pushed. But you kind of knew Ruby Riott was at the time like the star, like she was the leader of that group. Like she mostly talked on the mic back then, and again she feuded with everyone. She had matches with all 4 horsewomen. They were at Evolution. Yeah, I think they fought Sasha Banks. Oh God, why am I blanking? Bailey and somebody else.
It was a 3-on-3?
Yeah.
Was it Alexa? No.
Oh, okay. It was Banks, Natalya, and Bailey at Evolution. All good guys versus the Riott Squad. And it was an exciting. I enjoyed that match. It wasn't like one of the ones I was looking forward to the most, but I think it was a good, fun, exciting match throughout the whole.
Right. Show. I feel like the last time they were seen together, although they turned on each other, was March 2nd, 2020.
Yeah.
And then everything shut down because of COVID.
Yeah.
And
that was a very lost opportunity there.
Right. And I was so happy, like the week before her music hit and she came back and she hugged Liv, and then you turn on her. I'm like,
yeah. I didn't. It's funny because I did not see that coming, but I was like, oh, okay. I was happy to see her back. I felt like she was always kind of like an injury, kind of always like sat her out. But I think a lot of opportunities came for the Riott Squad when she was out, which is good. But with Ruby Riott, I liked how she kind of always had underrated matches with everyone. Like she feuded with the Bella Twins. They like aligned with Ronda Rousey at one point. She had championship matches with Ronda Rousey. Now, some of them were squash matches that I was very disappointed because I feel like Ronda and Ruby Riott could have had a really good one-on-one. And they kind of like made it into something else. But I do think that she did have some underrated matches.
Oh yeah, sure. Definitely. She definitely had some underrated matches. I feel like they just I feel like they have like this category, right? Where it could be top, mid, semi-mid, underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't see that those underrated stars that you have are the ones that's going above and beyond to show their ass, and people love them. Look at Liv Morgan. Mm-hmm. Liv Morgan was definitely one of the most underrated superstars.
Yeah, she was.
And then come to find out, like, she's in this championship match. She's in this, not match, but she's in this feud with Becky, which I'm here for. I am loving this shit.
Yeah.
Okay? I am loving it wholeheartedly to the T. And it's just like, give everybody a chance. Like, now I'm tired. It's like give Divas a chance 2.0. You understand?
Right.
Like,
and it's even worse now because you have somebody so talented like, Ruby Riott, and her moveset is different than anyone else. She like her. I'm thinking about like her matches with Asuka and how she really brings out a different side, I think, of a wrestler. Like even just seeing her and like Sasha Banks go toe to toe is always fun. But I can't wait to get more into Ruby Soho.
Right, me too.
me, Queen PR, one half of those wrestling girls, and our friends over at Ripple Junction want us to remind you that all of our favorite designs, including this Roy's War shirt, have gotten relaunched in new designs and a variety of new colors. And you can get a t-shirt for all your favorite fandoms, whether it's The Office, your favorite movies, your favorite brands. There's everything over at Ripple Junction. And don't forget to use the code Those Wrestling Girls to save 15% off. So what are you waiting for? Go on Ripple Junction, use those code Those Wrestling Girls, and post your shirts on social media and tag Ripple Junction.
All right, P. Now we're gonna get into like the real nitty gritty stuff of Ruby Soho, Ruby Riott. I want to say Ruby Riott now because we're gonna talk about her running WWE. And during
it's
that
hard
time,
not to say their WWE names.
It really is. We're gonna talk about that first because we was introduced to her as Ruby Riott, but we would not disrespect her and call her Ruby Riott on here all the time because she's definitely Ruby Soho. That was her ring name even before WWE. But what was your most standout moment or match or anything pertaining to Ruby Riott? Like what stood out to you the most, good or bad?
There was never anything bad that stuck out to me. I did like when she talked shit on the mic. I think it was always good because then you had Liv and Sarah in the back, like just the best hype people because they're just like backing up everything she says. And there's this one gif that's always everywhere where they're walking backstage and just like fucking everything up. And I love that. I was a Riott Squad fan. I thought it was unique because you had Sarah Logan, who was like the woodsy, whatever the fuck she is.
She was the Viking. She was like the more
Viking. There you go. Yeah.
Not woodsy, whatever the fuck it is.
I'm like, yeah, that. And she has a YouTube channel doing all that shit. So like that's like her real self. So I thought that was cool because she represents a very unique type of girl. And I'm sure there are other girls like Sarah Logan around the country that could relate to her. And then you had Liv, who, you know, I love the J's and the Jersey type, her whole vibe. I love that
blue tongue
with the blue
Can't forget
tongue.
the infamous blue tongue.
Yes, I love that. And then you had Ruby, who was so confident and she stood out in so many different ways. And I could go on and on about her art. Her body art is amazing. And I always was just like, there's so much there. Like, why are they not doing more with them? So when they announced the tag team championships, I was like, oh, I was actually, as much as I love Sasha and Bailey, I was rooting for the Riott Squad to be the first champions. Because I was like, they're the most authentic, them or the Iconics. Because I was like, they're the most authentic tag team, the most consistent tag team. They're not just a mashup of people.
Right, you know? Like Naomi and Carmella or...
right. As much as I enjoy those, I'm like, no.
Sasha and Bailey. Like, I was like, what? Like, it was a given that it was going to go to Sasha and Bailey, but at least give the Riott Squad that opportunity as well.
Yeah. I still think that is one of the most disappointing things. Like, when Ruby got released, I was so disappointed because I felt like there was so many start and stops. And this was like her feuding with Liv. Like, if you're going to do it, and this is what I hate about the Iconics too, like you broke them up, but then you didn't capitalize on the breakup. Like you just, like with Ruby and Sarah and Liv, no, don't get me wrong. Like you were saying before COVID, they were having some cool, I remember the contract signing for, I think it was Elimination Chamber, and it got real and the three of them were fighting, but they just kind of glossed over it. And then they had Liv and Ruby after first Sarah got released. That was heartbreaking, and I was like, okay, so the Riott Squad really is never gonna have a championship run. And then you had her team with Liv, and like you gave them so much momentum, but then you never actually had them have the title.
Right. I don't think they glossed over that feud because remember when that March 2nd episode in 2020, they fought. Ruby and Liv fought. Sarah was the referee. And I believe Liv won, if I'm not mistaken. Or it was like a DQ or something like that. And then they all just started fighting each other. So it didn't gloss over, but by the time the next episode came, which was, I believe it was my birthday. Yep, it was on my birthday, March 9th. I was out, so I didn't watch the episode. But by the time around that time it came, I believe like it was a little bit of banter back and forth. And then the following Monday, everything was shut down. Like no audience.
Yeah, and then Sarah got released.
Then Sarah got released.
Yeah. And
at that time, I feel like she was pregnant. Because shortly after she announced her pregnancy.
Yeah, after a little while after that, yeah. But I was talking more about Ruby and Liv's feud, like when Ruby came back and from her injury, but then that was it. And then the next week they were a tag team again. And I'm like, okay, you guys could have did like, so much more than that. And then you put them together and then everyone's rooting for them. Everyone's been rooting for them to become tag team champions. And then you just never do it. And then Ruby Riott gets released. But why, if you could get into WWE's mindset, why do you think Ruby never was pushed more? Why didn't she ever win championships? And why, like, out of the three of them, Liv, Sarah, and Ruby, why did Vince more want to invest in Liv as opposed to Ruby?
Because she doesn't have that look. Ruby doesn't have that look. Ruby she's more of a punk rock, grungy type, tattoos, different, like the different color hair really fit, tattoos, gothy, like whatever. She didn't have that look.
But then they liked Paige, kind of. But Paige, I guess, isn't as tattooed or whatever, but.
Right. But with Paige, in a sense, Paige comes from wrestling royalty. Her family is well known in the industry. So I feel like there's some things where you just get the upper hand in life because of where you come from. Like you do have people like Sasha Banks who fought her way, Bayley who fought her way, Becky who fought her way. But then you have Charlotte who also fought her way, but she's Nature Boy's daughter. You understand? So with Liv, it's easier for her to change her look in the sense. She doesn't have all the tattoos. She has like the blonde hair, but it's easier for her to put color extensions in without, actually re-dyeing her hair. It's easy for her to take that blue tongue out or not have a blue tongue and put different type of makeup on and, opposed to Ruby where she's tattooed up, she's lipstick, she's green hair one minute, red hair the next minute, not giving a fuck, walking around with this attitude. And, we already know how Vince feels, and that look is not going to sell anything. So I feel like, so I feel like that was kind of stopping her, but she shouldn't have to change for anybody, she shouldn't have to do that.
Right. And it's funny because if you didn't know, where Ruby Soho or Heidi Lovelace came from, it would be easy if you just watched WWE to kind of dismiss the Riott Squad or Ruby Riott in particular because that's how she's being positioned. Mm-hmm. But then what was frustrating, especially online, is that you actually have like Heidi Lovelace fans who, you watch someone in the indies like really grow and then they finally get to WWE and NXT and there's so much promise. And then all of a sudden it's like, but no. Right. And then she just, gets released. But I can't say like, cause I was going to ask you like, if you were a booker or promoter, like, would you have had Ruby Riott hold the championship? And I can't say I would have done anything differently at the time because I didn't know the potential that Ruby Riott had because I always just kind of seen that. But I think she definitely should have gotten a championship run.
Absolutely.
Like, besides the tag team championships, I think Ruby should have turned on them. It should have became like a significant feud for a couple months. And then she should have went on and had a dope ass singles feud with like one or more of the 4 horsewomen before she left.
I do feel like Ruby should have held 2 titles already. She should have either held Raw or SmackDown Women's Championship, and she definitely should have held tag team champions. Because right now, who are the women's tag team champions?
I want to say.
Oh, it's Zelina and Carmella.
Yes. Oh, happy birthday, Zelina! When we're recording this, it's her birthday. Capricorn Queen. I had to give it up to her.
Yeah. Anyway, no, happy birthday, sis.
But yeah, one other thing I wanted to talk about too when it comes to Ruby Riott, and which is I love about social media is when she got released, of course, all her fans are disappointed and whatever, because, you know, she just lost her job and stuff like that. And then you have the other part of her fans who are just like, oh, okay, I can't wait to see where she ends up. But one thing I did appreciate that day was how much good things her peers had to say about her backstage. Like all of her peers or her coworkers, quote unquote, in WWE were saying how much she would be missed backstage and how much of a positive presence she was, especially Bayley. Bayley went on and on about, you know, her presence backstage and how she mentors people and how she's helpful and how she's approachable and all these good things. And that made me like Ruby Riott or Soho even more, because I was like, okay, well now you know, like she's a really good person. She's been a heel on TV for the most part in WWE, but she's actually a really good person. And so I was like, really like, damn, you know, it sucks to see someone like that lose their jobs. But then at the same time, sometimes things happen for a reason, because now that she's in AEW, she fits so well. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't see her going back to WWE.
Yeah. No.
And that's just that on that.
Yeah.
Like,
and she has no reason to at this point.
At all. Like, she came, she did what she had to do, but I feel like she's doing really well in AEW. Sure. And she can definitely be, she will definitely be a next champion.
Yeah, I agree. So when she was released, what was your reaction when she got released? Like, were you like, I knew it, or you were like, okay?
I was shocked, to be honest, because she had just come back. Yeah. You know, when she even did some matches or whatever with no crowd during the pandemic. So she was like one of the ones who was holding it down in a sense. And then when she got released, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, what is happening?
It seemed really random.
It's like it's a revolving door. Yeah. It's annoying. I'm getting dizzy. You getting dizzy? Because
I can't even. I'm like, I can't handle anymore. But I've learned too, because it's been about almost 2 years now of these random releases and shit, that it's for the better. Especially somebody like Ruby Soho, because you mentioned it earlier too, like about how AEW gives wrestlers a little bit more creative freedom with their personalities and what they bring to the table, and you can just see how much more fun Ruby Soho is having.
Yeah, like, it's not the end all be all in WWE.
Right. Like, she's thriving. She fits so well. The orange hair, the haircut, I love everything about it. I want to talk. Did you see her going to AEW before we go into like her promos leading up to her debut? But the mystery of where she would end up. Did you kind of?
I felt like I saw it. I felt like it was going to happen, especially with what happened in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on with Impact. Every time I turn, there's no audience in the crowd. I don't know what's happening with Impact. New Japan Pro.
I can see her at Impact, like doing like both through the Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
More women should do that, by the way.
Definitely. I kind of saw her going to New Japan Pro, if anything. She feels like I feel like she gives me the New Japan Pro.
Yeah, she does.
Like,
yeah.
Don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna hit you dumb hard. The good thing about AEW is like you can book other places, unlike WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So she could do so many, like, if COVID stopped fucking touring around and just go home already.
Right, like,
you know, who knows where she would end up.
Yeah, but I'm happy that she's there. I do want to see I can't wait for her title match. Like,
yeah.
Can't wait for her title match. I can't wait for her to exceed. Like, I want her to be a multi-time women's champion.
She has to be.
Like, throughout her career, she needs to be a multi-time women's champion. Like, I feel like WWE needs to be licking their wounds.
Yeah, you really let a talented person go, especially if she was such a good presence backstage. Like, she has wrestled in, let's see, Shimmer. She was a star in Shimmer, Shine, OVW, and she's from Minnesota, which is so random to me. I think as a New Yorker, I apologize to everyone that listens to the show and is from the Midwest and all that, but we're New Yorkers, so a lot of states we're gonna say is random. We mean no harm,
harm at all,
none at all. But yeah, so she's from there. I'm sorry, not Minnesota. She's from Michigan.
Michigan. I'm like the
Michigan.
Detroit. No, Michigan's
Yeah,
the state. not
Edwardsburg, at least according to Wikipedia, Edwardsburg, Michigan. So she wrestled locally there, but she, I think is gonna definitely win. Hopefully, I'm rooting for her now. I was rooting for Big Swole for TBS champion, but I think Ruby Riott might take it. She's in the finals as we're recording this, so I hope she wins. But I want to also talk about her promos that she was debuting, like right before she debuted in AEW, because I thought the vignettes, yeah, her vignettes, those were really good. I was intrigued. Like, she did exactly what you're supposed to do. She just dropped them, and you just kind of had to really just be like, okay, whoa, what is, like, is this music? Is this,
It's like you really did not know what was going on at all.
Yeah.
Did not know what was going on. And then when they had that battle royale and her music hit, it was just like, I was speechless. Like, I watched that clip so many times on
oh my
Instagram.
God. It's so heartwarming.
It really is. It's so heartwarming. It's an amazing thing to see. It's everything that you want it to be when you see your favorite wrestler or somebody who has potential just come back. You understand? Right. Like, just come back into this.
It's so bright and so ready to be a star. Like, when she came out, so she was the Joker entrant, and they do like a casino battle royal, and I think it was All In Chicago, and she was the surprise entrant, and I actually watched that pay-per-view just because of the rumors that Ruby Riott might debut, and a couple other things happened during that pay-per-view too, and I was like, look at me watching an AEW pay-per-view.
Y'all, she would not watch AEW for nothing.
No, but now, yes, but now I'm like, okay, now you got some of my favorites, and seeing Ruby Soho thrive there, and when she came out and the happiness and the crowd popped for her, like, it could not have been a better moment. Like, I think that, and she already talked about how emotional she was and how Sarah Logan was backstage with her little baby. So it was a very special moment for her personally, and as a fan of hers, I was like, okay, this is awesome.
I love it. I love to see it. I really want Sarah Logan to come back to wrestling, like, even if she was to go to AEW, because look at what they're doing with.
Yeah.
Is it still safe to call them Undisputed Era? Because
there's something else now. I want to say the Elite, but don't quote me.
I don't think they're the Elite. No, it's Inner Circle. No, I don't think they're the Elite. But oh yeah, they may be. But yeah, like, you have Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and now Kyle O'Reilly back, right? And I saw a picture of the three of them before even NXT days. And I'm just like, okay, so was who's the fourth one?
I think he's still in WWE.
Yeah, I know he's still in NXT, but I'm trying to see if he's gonna come back and go over to. Are we gonna have another Undisputed Era type situation? But I'm like, damn, Colorado, you just left. Like, you just left. Like, you just left.
He was like, I'm here to be with my friends. But Sarah going to AEW with Ruby would be dope to me. I think Sarah could put on, like, that as a tag team there's other dope tag teams at AEW. I think they could definitely do that. For sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this tea is really, really good.
It's good for the throne, you gotta really keep everything,
Y'all better take y'all vitamins, drink y'all lemon, ginger, garlic, eat your citrus, do whatever, wear your mask. COVID is real out here. And we want to be around each other to see more stuff like this, okay? We want to see Ruby perform AEW. We want to see, all these women flourish and be great. And we want to see y'all hopefully at WrestleMania, so please.
I know. But I am excited because, and what I'm hoping is this is like the last wave of it. I know I'm thinking like really hopeful. And then it's just gone.
Right. If you guys want to get vaccinated, but you're scared, make sure you do your research.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctors. If you want to get boosted, do that. Protect yourself. If you don't, just still make sure you wear your mask, 6 feet, hand sanitizer, wash your hands for 20 seconds when you come. I can't even go to my mailbox and come inside and not wash my hands.
No, you have to do it for everything, every little thing.
Everything.
You just
like
have to
I
be
literally
careful.
wipe down my doorknob with Lysol wipes. Like it's
perfect.
Like you have to.
That's what you have to do.
Because we want to see Ruby Soho fight in person. Like I said
no,
earlier.
for real. That's one of my biggest goals for 2022 is to go to an AEW show. Like I have to, because everyone says how different it is. I need to feel it because I've never been. So I really want to know what it feels like. I want to see like you said, I want to see my girl Ruby. We saw Ruby, the Riott Squad, fight numerous times live.
So we know she's good, but now she's better.
Yes, now it's time. She was in the first Royal Rumble. Like Ruby made a lot of history, like in WWE. She did a lot of great things, and I try to look like when people are like really strong fans, and I think this is a good way to like conclude it is like, and if they don't do what you want them to do, especially in WWE, you kind of dismiss what they did. But I love that we do these spotlight episodes because we can look back and say like Ruby Riott had a lot of fun moments. She had a lot of fun matches. She was on a lot of pay-per-views. Riott Squad was on TV consistently at one point. They were kind of always that like anchor bad guys that can fight with all of the other people. So
that everybody wanted to see at that.
Right, exactly. And they had fans, and Ruby Riott again made a lot of history. I think it was time for her to move on. The universe made it happen because once she went to AEW, it was like she's been here forever, like since day one.
Right. That's what it sounds like.
You know, like. So I'm just happy that she's happy because you can tell, and she's definitely going to be a champion.
She'd definitely be a champion. If not, then we just going Riott AEW. Like y'all not gonna keep doing this to Ruby.
No. Yeah, not.
Y'all not gonna keep.
Shout out to her being in the semifinals. And I like her feud with Nyla Rose. They put on a good match in the tournament finals.
I meant to ask, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if I was asleep on wrestling Twitter this day, because wrestling Twitter can be very, very draining. What happened with Nyla Rose, and why is everybody like standing behind her? What was the controversy?
So I guess a couple times fans have been able to have really transphobic signs up. So the guy had one up during her match with Ruby Riott, and they got escorted out. I think the sign got confiscated. I'm not exactly sure what ended up happening. But yeah, and apparently it's happened a couple times. So now people are like, okay, AEW, like, what are you doing to make sure that this does not keep happening? Like, why are fans able to put up these signs? So it's very unfortunate because that is one thing I've always given AEW credit for is the diversity, because I just don't think WWE, and I hope this changes in the future, I don't see them making a trans woman WWE, women's champion, or showcasing like the gay like wrestlers that they do, and I love that AEW does. So okay, AEW, you did that. Nyla Rose is the champion. Boom, love it. But now you got to protect her after that.
Right, like screw whoever did that.
Yeah, assholes. Fans have been out of line lately, anyway.
Like screw y'all. Screw we're in 2021. Well, now we're in 2022. Sorry, it's gonna take a minute.
We still in 2021.
Right, that's it. And for you guys to still be so transphobic, so homophobic, so oh my gosh, like something is wrong. And at this point, y'all need to get it together, because
seriously,
if it has nothing to do with you, you should just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't affect you, like you can't sit here and judge anybody on who they want to be, how they feel. That's their lives, and let them live their lives. You live yours, let them live theirs.
Right. And I think Nyla Rose's reactions to it too have been great. She's been nothing but class. She doesn't let it get to her. Like, she's definitely inspiration. And I loved her match with Ruby. Like that was good. Like, I think Ruby has the potential to have a good feud with everyone. Like, her match with Thunder Rosa was good. She had a championship match already with Britt Baker. That was good. Like, 2022.
I don't know who will take that belt off of Britt Baker.
Ruby?
I feel like she could take that belt.
I'm curious because we like Britt Baker, so I'm curious.
We do. Come on, DMD.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like Ruby can definitely take that belt off her.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What is next for Ruby Soho in the wrestling world? Not even in AEW, because now wrestlers are being able to do a little bit more mainstream stuff. She does have a YouTube channel, but I could see her going into like makeup, clothing lines. Like Ruby is unique enough to kind of have that online.
I would definitely rock with a cropped, custom made Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho jacket or vest.
That'd be cute. Oh, she should sell like gauges. That would be dope.
I mean, yeah, I don't have any gauges. I don't think I plan on getting any gauges. But for those who are into that, definitely.
I think that would
be me. I love a crop shirt, jacket, sweater. That's me. So anyhow she comes up and do that, and I need it to be spray painted. I need it to be spray painted. Like I need to be on some good rock star shit. I need to be spray painted. Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho. Shit. Do it for those wrestling girls, please.
Right. I would love to get her on the show. That I'm gonna make that a goal. I'm gonna manifest that. Have a Ruby on the show.
Definitely manifest having Ruby on the show.
Yes, we love you, Ruby, and she's a Capricorn queen too. Just doing goat things.
Yeah, it's Capricorn season.
It is. Yes.
I'm gonna let them have it because I have a few good Capricorns in my life.
Yep.
But when Pisces season come, I'm telling y'all.
Damn, can we get through Capricorn and Aquarius, and then we'll get to Pisces? But the next Thirsty Thursday is my birthday edition of Thirsty Thursday and the first one of the year. So I really want it to be epic. So make sure you guys tune in to that for sure.
We about to be lit. Shout out to Facebook Hills High Pod.
We love y'all.
We love you. We will all be back together. Sorry we didn't have one episode in December. Things were not aligning. Energy wasn't right. We are busy. We have some busy lives. So, but definitely, and we probably would definitely be having some special guests.
Yes, definitely.
For P's birthday edition. So make sure y'all pop out the finest champagne, the most expensive liquor, or juice and water.
Yep. Ice cold water works too.
Ice cold water works, okay? And just come and have fun and rock out with us.
Yes. I love this. I love now we're getting into AEW girls. So who do you guys want to see us cover next? Please let us know.
I know how
I really liked doing Ruby Soho.
I know how I think I want to cover next. Ooh. So you just let me know in the comments if this is good. I think I want to cover Red Velvet. Red Velvet, and
I like her. I want to have her on the show. I would love to have her on the show. Yeah, that'd be dope.
And the legendary Vicky Guerrero. Like
I would love to talk to her. Oh my god.
Yeah, we definitely gotta make some connections. We gotta make some phone calls and some emails.
So you guys should go check that out because
check them out. She definitely did show up on Facebeat's podcast, which is a really good episode. We learned so much from that episode, and she's legendary. And I love how she's still like
doing her
in
thing.
it
with Nyla Rose.
So make sure y'all tune into that. Make sure you guys are following us all on all social media platforms. If you are not, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Make sure y'all stay in tune with us because I told y'all we going bigger and better. It's only up from here, okay? It is only up from here. And on that note, it's your girl Krista B
and Queen P.R.
We're out. Deuces.
Queen P.R, Krista B, those wrestling girls, TWG, Black Excellence, making it effortless, podcast bringing up women and wrestling. Let's go.